Hey guys, it's Esteban again with Incognitistic. Today I am traveling again and I am in a strange environment but actually quite comfortable. So, anyhow, today I want to talk about how I can be one of your best friends and one of your worst friends at the same time. And there's a lot of guilt and shame associated with this as far as neurodivergent people are concerned, including myself, because we just can't be friends the same way that allistic people tend to be with other allistic people and even with neurodivergent people, because we have our disabilities and our anxiety and of course our depression and all of our traits that keep us from doing the things that are considered normal as far as friendships are concerned in the neurotypical world. One of these things that I already talked about was the returning of phone calls, and that's a big deal to neurotypical people. They tend to become offended when you don't return their calls and when you don't pick up the phone and when you would rather text. They feel like that's not a pleasant way of communicating a lot of times. But for me, as a neurodivergent person, I prefer to text, and I explained that in the video as to why. Another part of the puzzle is that I will forget to reach out to friends, and I will just think that I have already reached out a month ago and that was really enough. And a lot of neurotypical people disagree because they would like to be reached out to on a regular basis, and they would like to reach out to you on a regular basis and keep that constant contact and communications. Whereas for us, it becomes exhausting and monotonous to just talk about the same things all the time when you've already discussed that topic ad nauseum. Also, let's talk about birthdays. I used to keep on my calendar all of my friends' birthdays, and I would reach out to them and say happy birthday as something that I thought was appropriate and necessary to be a friend. And it was only until after I experienced my burnout where I couldn't even reach out in a text because I was just so overwhelmed that I realized that nobody was reaching out to me to wish me a happy birthday. And I wasn't offended by it. However, I put two and two together and realized that it's not necessary to wish your friends a happy birthday, all of them, all of the friends that you've had. That apparently is something that was brought about by things like Facebook, where it would artificially remind you of everybody's birthday and you felt obligated to respond with a happy birthday to that individual or those individuals. And I guess in the real world, aside from Facebook and the social medias, it's not as prominent to wish every single one of your friends a happy birthday on their birthday every year. Another thing that we're terrible at least I am, is keeping in contact with friends that I felt were great friends, but I was not able to extend that friendship after whatever it is that we were friends with or in expired. So like if I retired from work, there's very few friends that I keep in touch with, but I had a ton of people that I would consider friends at work that oftentimes neurotypical people will keep in contact with. They will also go out and meet these people often. And I can't do that. I just don't have the energy. I would just rather check in on a handful of them occasionally and hope that eventually maybe they check in on me. Same thing with friends from college or high school. Even though I dropped out of college, I still made a couple friends there while I was there. And I just never kept in touch with them afterwards. A strange type of phenomena happens with me where if I don't see somebody who was a friend of mine for a while, and then I see them again after, whatever, months, years, it's like no time passed by. I remember them as who they were. They were that person to me, and it's a really strange phenomenon because for me that's very real. But obviously, the friend has grown and as a person changed, and those things are not apparent to me until it's explained to me by that person. So lastly, how is it that we as neurodivergent people can be amazing friends? The topmost reason is because we are protective of our friends, and we will bend over backwards when they have an emergency to try to help them. So, for instance, one of my examples is that a good friend of mine during COVID was extremely, extremely sick and from COVID. And, nobody was there to take care of him because he was living alone near where I live. And he worked with me also. And I went out of my way because I wanted him to be okay, and I wanted him to be healthy. So we definitely go out of our way and into danger a lot of times to support the few friends that we do have as neurodivergent people, because I think that that we care. We have that double empathy where we're able to empathize with somebody so long as we're able to kind of connect with them through our own experience, and we just want to make sure that that we're there for them in extreme measures. So anyhow, if you have any comments, please comment. I'm very curious as to how you guys think about this. And thanks for watching. Take care.